This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting business and you. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by HVAC Trust Books. Go to hvactrustbooks.com to discover how this tool can help you close more sales. Thank you for joining us. Here is how we will help your business and you today. October is Women's Business Month. Today, I will talk with Melanie Brambrandt, the author of a brand new book, Simple Publicity, and you need to read this because it's simple to read. Melanie has some great ideas in there that you can actually put to use, and we're going to talk about some of them today. She's also the owner of Rembrandt Communications and the Small Business PR Academy. Melanie believes that small business owners can actually do their own PR rather than spending thousands of dollars a month with a PR firm, and she'll tell you how today. Melanie, welcome to Contractor Sense.
Thanks so much for having me, Ruth. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, one of my first questions is you and I have talked about this in the past and the fact that, you can, as a small business owner, you can do your own PR. Isn't that like for your business cutting off your nose to spite your face?
Well, there's just so much hype out there about how you have to hire a big marketing or PR agency to get the publicity you need. And it's just not true. And so many small business owners have come to me and they've lost money and time and resources because they either got ripped off or didn't know what they were doing. So I'm trying to help the small business owners out there.
Absolutely. And that's what the Small Business PR Academy started as, correct?
Yes. I had so many people coming to me who just couldn't afford the big PR firm expenses because those can be anywhere from $5,000 a month up for a retainer. And I just felt sorry for them. And I'm a small business owner and I know how it is. Usually when you start or have a growing business, you can't afford those fees.
So you figured out the next best thing. So let's talk a little bit about the Academy and what it does.
Yes, the Small Business PR Academy is brand new. And basically, I help to train anyone how to do their own public relations so that they can increase sales and have a competitive edge. And it's right now we have a special launch fee going on that is less expensive during this time. And you can get all the training you need for about $40 a month, which is a fraction of the percentage of hiring an agency. And basically you go in there, there's all the videos, workbooks, information you need, and plus I am on the phone answering questions once a month to help people. So it's really simple. You can hire an intern to do it, or you can do it yourself. And I just thought that there was a need for this out there right now.
Well, in all reality, a contractor is going to be out there doing their jobs, i.e. taking care of heating and air conditioning systems in homes and offices. So they would hire somebody internally to do this, correct?
They can, or they can do it at any time. The website is open 24 hours a day, so they could do it at their convenience or just, find an intern or an assistant to do it for them.
Could you hire a marketing student out of college?
Of course. It is so simple. I've made everything really easy to do, and they would probably be more than happy to learn the information.
Okay. So let's go back and talk a little bit about the basics. And you talk a little bit about the basics in your new book, Simple Publicity, correct?
Yes, I do.
So let's go back to the very basics. Why do I need PR?
Well, a lot of people don't even know what it is. They hear PR and they think press release. And basically, public relations is just getting your message out to the people you need to hear it that will make a difference in your sales and credibility and awareness. So this could be just, public relations internally, talking to your employees. But basically, you can have a competitive edge because let's say you reach out to the media and your competition doesn't. Your customers are going to see that media story and they'll be more likely to contact you than your competitors. So it's a huge competitive advantage.
Yeah. Let me tell a story, if I could, relating to that. One of the contractors I worked with years ago got a 2-minute great PR piece on the news. And it was on I forget what channel it was, but it was like the 11 o'clock news or whatever. It was getting really, really hot. And they wanted to know what to do to, for homeowners to help take care of the heat, take care of their heating and air, da, 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 da. So I said to Joe, and his name was Joe, I said, how did you get this? And he goes, quite frankly, the two people, I asked the same question. The producer called the two people who advertised on his TV station whether they wanted to do this, and they both turned them down in fear. So they didn't want a film crew following their techs around all day. And so he was friends at church with the guy, and the guy called him. He said, sure. He ended up getting so much business as a result of it because it wasn't him saying that he was great. It was channel whatever saying that he was great. So that's PR, right?
Exactly. That's the only way to get that third party credibility. You can't purchase it and people really pay attention to it. So, and a lot of times it is scary, like you said. So it really isn't. So that's one of the reasons I wrote Simple Publicity and started the Small Business PR Academy, because it's really simple. And there's all of these big misnomers out there about how difficult public relations is, and you have to be a big business to get publicity. So yes, you can definitely get a story like your friend Joe did.
Yeah, it was amazing. He said, I got so much business from this. And they actually gave him a tape of the clip that they did. And his salespeople literally used to walk in the house, and when they were looking over everything to figure out what size system they need, do you mind if I put in this clip that was shown about us in the channel, whatever news? And everybody would go, no. And it was something that he didn't even have to say how great they were. Channel whatever said they were great. And it helps so many sales, absolutely, from there. All right, so PR can be easy. How much time should we be spending on public relations in a typical day or a typical week or a typical month?
Well, I would say you want to, the most that you can spend on it with everything else you have going on, I say, you can spend it just at least 10 minutes a day. You want to research the media you want to contact. You basically practice what you're going to say, and then you reach out and call them. So whatever amount it takes in time for you to do all that, you can put into your schedule. And it could just be, maybe you contact one media member a week or a day. It's very flexible.
So I've got as much time as I can spend on it. Now, how does this compare with something, let's say, like Facebook or like Instagram or some other social media message like Twitter or LinkedIn?
Well, social media is part of public relations because it's getting your message out there. But I'm talking more about, the person personally contacting a media member and offering them a valuable story, and then having them put that story either in an online article, in a print publication, radio, television. It's just a different medium than social media.
And it's one of what's called traditional media, even though some of it's online. The things that reporters are looking for, people still read that and watch that, correct?
They do. And let's say you just get a small story in your local newspaper. Well, more than likely, that's going to go online. And it will probably include search engine optimization keyword terms. So when people are looking for their local contractor, that story might just pop up at the top of the search rankings. So you can never underestimate just a small local story in your local paper.
Okay, terrific. All right, when we get back, we will talk more about things that you can do on your own from a PR perspective. Thanks for listening. Before we go to break, Melanie, if somebody wants to find out more about you and about the Small Business PR Academy, where do they go?
It's really easy. It's smallbusinesspracademy.com.
Very good. We'll be right back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I've seen my clients' salespeople struggle when a customer asks why they should use your company rather than the competition when your price is higher and you both are proposing the same equipment. I've seen technicians struggle when customers ask them whether they should replace an 18-year-old air conditioner. And most salespeople and technicians never ask the one question that most customers are concerned about, yet never ask. Can I trust you? I found a tool that gives your salespeople and technicians the ammunition to answer this question and more. And the tool works. How do I know? 68% of my clients are using it to increase sales and referrals. What is it? A trust book with your name on it as the author. More details are at hvactrustbooks.com. Warning, there is only one contractor per area that can get these great books. Some areas are already taken. They've gone to my clients. If you want your area and want to have a tool for your salespeople and technicians to increase referrals and sales, then go to hvactrustbooks.com now and reserve your area.
Eliminate costly warranty leak repair headaches. 3 years ago, Ruth King wrote a leak policy letter for one of her clients who was dealing with huge warranty leak issues. When she gave the letter to technicians and trained them on how to use it, warranty leaks went from zero, that's right, zero. Then she gave the letter to one of her other clients and any contractor who wanted it. The results? The same. 0 warranty leak repairs. The unexpected benefits? An increase in replacement sales. Ruth shares the letter with anyone and everyone who wants it. So get your sample leak policy letter for free. No strings, no catches, no guarantee of results. Go to hvacchannel.tv or call us at 877-520-4321. Click on the link in the middle of the homepage to get your free leak policy letter. I hope you experience 0 warranty leak repairs and eliminate a major costly headache.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I'm talking with Melanie Rembrandt, who is the author of the new book, Simple Publicity, and the, I guess, founder, right, of Small Business PR Academy, correct?
Correct. It's brand new, and after all the years I spent in public relations, it's new, but it's based on years and years of experience.
And it's something that you can do internally, and something that if you don't want to pick up the phone and call the media, find an intern who does, or a person who potentially wants to work with you. College students are great at this because I don't think they have any fear, right?
Exactly. And I make it really simple in the academy. I give you scripts and exactly what you need to do. So I get rid of the fear that you might have when it comes to calling the media or reaching out to any reporters for that matter.
Yeah, all they can do is say no, and they might say yes, is the way I look at it.
Exactly. You really have nothing to lose. And that one phone call could end up being a huge story that increases sales and positive awareness right away. So you never know.
Well, the really cool part about contractors is they're, for all intents and purposes, local. We get involved with the communities and we get involved with very small areas. So we're not looking to call somebody at the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal or, USA Today or something like that. We are local. So that's really helpful, isn't it?
It really is. And you have to look at it this way too. I mean, how many of your competitors are actually calling local media? You might be the only one. And that way you're the only expert in your area in the local region. So that media member is going to call you when they have future stories. So if you get to the local media before your competitors do, you have a huge advantage.
And it really takes, quite frankly, looking at the weather. If you're a heating and air contractor, if you're a plumbing contractor, freezing pipes, what happens when things freeze? For a heating and air contractor, how to stay bundled up this winter without putting on 27 sweaters. There are things that you all can do when the weather changes. And so we all watch the weather anyway. So you might as well use the weather and call the media with a story related to weather. That's PR, correct?
Exactly. And there might be so many things that you take for granted that, your neighbors might not know about. I don't know how to get my pipes ready for winter. I don't know what I should be aware of. And things like that are golden to media members because, they want to share valuable information with their audience.
And in that cases, they might not even think of the story, correct? And that's something that we can bring to them.
Exactly. And again, in my program, I outline exactly how to come up with those unique ideas that provide value.
So let's do this. Okay. So let's say a plumbing contractor, or I'm a heating and air contractor. Can I get stories year round, or does it really happen right before the disasters or right before the weather changes or, something along those lines? Is there a possibility of year round coverage, or are we looking strictly at crises type things?
Oh, no, there is the possibility for great media all year long. I mean, there might be a National Plumbers Day. The first day of summer, you could talk about getting, everything ready for summer weather. There's so many creative ideas you can come up with. I mean, you could come up with a new idea every day. And everyone likes positive stories too. You don't want to always have to deal with a crisis or a weather situation or something like that.
And I think in your newsletter, you put, or at least I think in this past newsletter, you had November and every day was national this or so-and-so this. I mean, some of those ideas were crazy days. So there's got to be a crazy day for blueberries or something like that.
Exactly. It seems like there's a special holiday every day, and I don't know who came up with them, but you can definitely use that in your PR activities.
So other than subscribing to your newsletter, is there some place that somebody can find the days?
Just look online for crazy holidays, and there are a bunch of lists out there. And I think you can even create your own holiday on some of them.
Well, we're going to have the plumber's day or the heating and air guy's day or, the generator day, and whatever else it is, and we can go from there. All right. So what we're going to do from a PR perspective is, number one, call the media. And what happens if the media says yes? What would you do next?
Well, you'd want to be prepared. You'd want your talking points ready to go. Hey, I have 3 tips for your audience on how to keep your pipes from freezing. You want to be ready before you call. And they might ask you they might ask you questions and ask for specifics of what they need. So you kind of just need to listen to see what they want.
But if they go to you and say, okay, what are those 3 tips? You've got to be able to go bang, bang, bang and get them out, correct?
Exactly. So you want to do a little preparation before you make that call.
Talk to your mirror.
Exactly. Or associate. And you don't have to make it difficult either. It can just be 3 bullet points you write down on a piece of paper that backwards and forwards that you feel comfortable talking about.
And we all know our businesses. So it's the technical part that you're really talking about at that particular point. All right. So PR, the media comes out, the media says, yes, you give them the 3 talking points, and the article goes out online, or it goes in the newspaper, or you get interviewed on radio. What's the follow-up from that?
Well, I think one key thing that people don't think about is the follow-up. When you do the media interview, you want to make sure you give a unique website address, a specific phone number, or an email so you can track specifically who is contacting you from that media story. So hopefully you've done that. If not, you can check your website analytics and see who's coming into your site. But then once you get that media coverage, use it to your advantage. Use it in all your marketing materials. If it's a print story, frame it and put it in your office. Get copies of the publication and spread them out in your waiting area. You just want to get the most out of that you possibly can.
Again, that really tells a customer or a potential customer that you're not saying you're great. Somebody else is saying that you're great.
Exactly. And I don't know, when I go into an office that has some impressive media stories posted around, I feel a little differently about that company. I really think they're newsworthy and credible, and they're doing something right.
That's the general idea.
Yes.
Okay. So we have these ideas. We pitch the media. They say yes. Then we get a follow-up to the story. And the last question I probably should be going through people's minds is, where do I get a list of the media?
Well, your best bet, you can buy lists out there. Your best bet, though, is to start locally. Just look online for your local media venues, and you probably want to look for the reporter that handles your particular area, whether that's business or local events, or sometimes it's just the managing editor or producer. So you can easily get that information yourself without paying any money for that list. So that's the best way to start. If you need a big, gigantic list, you can have an intern look for that for you, or you can buy a list. And I also include a free media list in my academy. So it's not too difficult to know who to contact when you're starting your media efforts.
Right. And more than likely, you're already watching that TV station if it's local, or you're listening to that particular radio station or that talk radio guy or whatever, whomever, and you're probably reading the newspapers or online. And most of the reporters online now have their contact information on the bottom. It may be a Twitter account, but it doesn't matter at that point.
Exactly. And one thing we didn't mention, let's say you call and talk to a reporter and they say no. Don't be disheartened, because you've actually started a relationship with that media member. So you need to continue to follow up with them, provide valuable tips, and keep that relationship going.
And one day they will say yes.
Yes. It does happen. Sometimes you get a call out of the blue. That's why you've got to be ready and take advantage of that opportunity when it comes.
Right. And say yes whenever the media calls.
Exactly.
Please. So Melanie, any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
I do have a key tip. Let's say a reporter says that he or she is writing a story about you. Please do not promote that to everyone. You do not want to mention that you are in a story until it actually goes live, because you want to spare yourself the embarrassment if for some reason that story doesn't go live.
Got it. All right. And where do we get a hold of you and contact you with more questions about the Small Business PR Academy?
At that site, smallbusinesspracademy.com. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Melanie, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Ruth. I hope you have a great day.
You do the same.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us. Choose one thing that you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email Ruth King at hvacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.